Got to start the night off with the unexpected start by the Utah Jazz. The Will Hardy era beginning with wins over the Denver Nuggets in the season opener. And then in overtime, a win on the road against Rudy Gobert and the Timberwolves.
Yeah, is this start sustainable, though? Can this Jazz team surprisingly contend for a playoff spot in the West? There's still a long ways to go, but there's also still a lot to learn about this team with those 79 left to go after tonight. Well, tonight was another road game against another Western Conference contender, the 2-0 New Orleans Pelicans. Lauri Markkanen is averaging more than 20 points through his first two games, and in the first quarter on Sunday, he nearly hit that average. The feed from Mike Conley for the dunk ties the game at 14. Then how about the offensive rebound, and the pretty finger roll ties it up at 16. We know he has the touch from three as well. Hits this one from the wing. And then down the lane, he's going to follow his own miss for two more. Markkanen with 14 first quarter points. Jazz up 2 after 1. Zion Williamson lost all of last season to a foot injury, but he didn't lose that explosive hop. Second quarter, rises up for the dunk, cuts the Jazz lead to 129-28. A couple minutes later, how about another? This time the alley-oop gives the Pelicans a 5-point lead. We're getting to know a lot about these new faces on the Jazz. Tonight we saw a new side of Jared Vanderbilt. Kelly Olynyk feeds him for the dunk there. Later on, Vanderbilt, watch this, scoop and score and draws the foul. That three-point play. Less than a minute to go in the half. Vanderbilt for three. He actually hit 2 of them in the half. His career high is 16 points in a game. Tonight he had 15 in the first half. Jazz were up by 10 at the break. The game tightened up a bit in the third quarter, but that's when Markkanen made sure to keep Utah out in front. Another 3-ball for him to go up by 8. Then Markkanen going down the lane with the floater. He had a 31-point night, and the Jazz were up 91-84 after 3. In the fourth quarter, Jazz build a 16-point lead thanks to plays like this one. Mike Conley with the steal, pull up from 3, knock it in. The defensive play of the game might be this one. Zion going up for the dunk and Jordan Clarkson swatting it away. But the Pelicans would go on a 25-5 run. CJ McCollum 3 here gives New Orleans a 110-107 lead. Under a minute to go. Clarkson nearly throws this away, but Markkanen saves it. Clarkson pulls up for 3. We're going to overtime, tied at 110. In OT, we'll just get right to the final 10 seconds. CJ McCollum would give New Orleans the lead with the floater, 121-120. Just enough time for Will Hardy to drop one more play.
Down to 3, down to 4. Olynyk back to Markkanen. No, he kept the ball. Rolls inside. Finger rolls it with 3.1 to play.
Wasn't quite sure if that's what he drew up, but it was, and it worked. The Utah Jazz are now 3-0 with the 122-121 win.
Our team's got heart. This group is fun. They stick together. They root for each other. Again, another night, another different closing lineup. Welcome to Team 49.
Kind of everybody fanned out, and thought I had a lane, and took it and made a tough finger roll.
He's a little bit of a magician sometimes with the ball. I'm not sure the scoop down the middle of the lane was what we saw coming when he took off driving, but credit to Kelly. He had a great night.
The count is on. Down to 3, down to 4. Olynyk back to Markkanen. No, he kept the ball. Rolls inside. Finger rolls it with 3.1 to play.
Yeah, the unexpected hero, Kelly Olynyk, with the game winner, and the celebrations are lit in the Utah Jazz locker room. The Jazz are a surprising 3-0 start this season to begin the Will Hardy era. Those last 2 points by Olynyk were the final 2 in a 20-point night for him. But the Jazz leading scorer through 3 games, it's a different newcomer to the roster. It's Lauri Markkanen, who came into Sunday's game averaging 20.5 points through the first 2 games. He took it up a notch against the Pelicans. Markkanen got hot early. At one point in the first quarter, he scored 12 straight points. He hit the 20-point mark by halftime. He was well on his way to the 16th 30-point game of his career, finishing with 31 points on 9 of 17 shooting, a perfect 11 of 11 from the free throw line. He also added 12 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists, and a block in the Jazz win.
He had the quietest 31 tonight I think I've ever seen. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to him as much. But he's just a blast to coach because, again, you can put him in a variety of situations and he finds a way to be successful. And, for a guy that scores 31 points, he's not looking for his own. He just takes what the game gives him, and if the game tells him to shoot, he shoots.